welcome Jazreel Tan. Okay, moving over to Group A in the opening match. The third high qualifier. This lady really doesn't need any introduction. 25 titles in all. She's a member of the Hall of Fame. Please welcome Leanne Halzenberg. And her opponent making her second consecutive group Stepladder Finals appearance. From Singapore, please welcome Wei Fen Nu. The winner of that match will go on to face the high qualifier in Group A. She has a Queen's title to her credit and won her first title last year. Please welcome Diana Zaviolova. All right, bowling fans, those are your top three in each group. We're getting just a little bit closer. So grab a seat. Bowling fans, one last thank you needs to go out here to our volunteer scorekeepers. All of these scorekeepers, big round of applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Not much happens if we don't have you in the building, so thank you once again. Okay, bowling fans, it looks like we are set. Our competitors have their practice in. In Group B on 25 and 26, Danielle McEwen will start the match on the left lane. And our other matchup, Wei Fengu will be starting her match.
No. You told me I was starting. Yes. David, Leanne is starting.
Excuse me, Leanne will be starting the match. Okay, bowlers' names are up. If there are errors in the correct position, you may begin. Bowling fans, how about a great send-off for the opening match in the Stepladder Finals? Thank you. Good luck.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Bowl TV on Extra Frame, the 2016 Nationwide PWBA Sonoma County Open. We have reached almost our finale, if you will. The group stepladder portion of this unique format. Matches will begin right now as you see Danielle McEwen on lanes 25. Middle Williams Jr. Matt Canizaro, and a great guest, a special guest, joining us in the booth for the final, Miss Stephanie Johnson. Mrs. Stephanie Johnson.
Yes. Hello, everybody.
The PWBA Tour Rookie of the Year in 2015. As Leanne Barrett gets some great carry. We'll have both matches for you, and we'll explain the format on the way as well. This is Jen Higgins. Higgins, a rookie on the tour this season, and she leaves a 2-pin to start. We'll go over to our other match as Weifin New from Singapore off to a strike as well. She'll face off against Leanne Holsenberg.
Definitely want to get off to a strong start. It is a one-game match, and of course the winner of this will bowl the number 2 seed. The winner of that will then, of course, advance to the finals. It is a pretty unique format. However, I think it's really neat for viewing purposes for the host center. Since we will not have the live finals here, it gives them a chance to have some excitement and have a stepladder, and there's a really good crowd here. Special thank you to the hosts, all the staff. It's been a phenomenal week. Everybody's been super helpful and hospitable.
See Holsenberg shot. There's a strike on the right side there. We are watching Jen Higgins. 3-6. Good to see Jen out on tour. I know she bowled a couple of times last season. Of course, prominent player for a long time, former Team USA member. But good to see her back and competing with you and everyone else.
She's my roommate.
How about that?
So, been here cheering her on. Always exciting to have some skin in the game, you know. Definitely want to see your friends bowl well. I would much rather be bowling right now. However, this is a close second.
Well, I said the same thing to Shannon O'Keefe, who joined us last week. I said, I don't want to see you here in the booth anymore.
Well, I think she owned up to that. She is the 2 seed for this TV show, and she bowled phenomenal. So exciting to watch. My partner in crime, the other half is Shafani.
At some point, I'm going to bring up the gift I just received from Team Shafani.
It's exciting. We got a good match going on here with Wei and Leanne. See if she can take an early lead. I've bowled against Wei quite a bit. She has been a member of Team Singapore since forever I've known. What a great team they have. And we'll see in the next match over here on the other lane, Jazriel Tan. What a great, great young team. They're always in contention week after week.
The format, the 12 games of qualifying on Friday. 6 games in the morning, 6 games in the evening. After those 12, the top 32 advance to this morning's cashers round, where 6 additional games were then bowled as well. After those 6 games, the cut was in the top 12 to advance to the unique match play portion, where the 12 participants are grouped together, and broken down into separate groups by seeds, odd seeds and even seeds. So a group A and a group B.
Mm-hmm.
And we are watching, of course, Jen and Danielle of Group B, and Leanne Holstenberg and Wei-Fin New in Group A. Talk a little bit about the format changes, Stephanie, and to me, it seems more exciting. Of course, it adds some extra opportunity potentially for the players as well.
Yeah, so last year, top 16 advanced to Sunday's match play, whereas this year we've essentially doubled the amount of people that advanced to the next day. However, last year 32 still cashed. They just did not get the opportunity to bowl the extra games to possibly get into the top 16. So from that respect, I think it's pretty neat that, you know, everybody that makes it has another 6-game opportunity to, of course, better their placement, essentially making the match play portion. And we'll just note that the 2 groups are based on where you qualified. So if you were an odd seed, you know, first, third, fifth, etc., you were in one group, and if you were an even, you were in the other group. So just in case people didn't understand how that basically played out. But I think overall, now that people kind of have a grasp of how it works, it's really neat. It's exciting. You know, gives the host center an opportunity again to have some sort of match play step ladder, since the finals will not be filmed here.
Absolutely. Certainly want to thank our sponsors nationwide, the title sponsor here. Folks, don't forget, if you haven't, check out the PWBA Tour on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Specifically on Facebook, there's an opportunity to win a Shop PWBA prize pack. It's a near 710 from McEwen.
You know, I do want to talk a little bit about the center in general. For those of you that don't know, we bowled on a 37-foot pattern, one of the WTBA patterns very close to Melbourne. And you know, honestly, from pair to pair, lane to lane here, they were very different, very tough pattern to play. I think that distance is a little tricky. You can attack it from a couple different angles. And then, of course, with, you know, certain lanes just being tighter than others, as most centers can be, it just made it really tricky from one side of the house to the next, and then, of course, lane to lane. It made it really challenging game to game. You know, just really had to execute good shots and get the right ball in your hand to make all that magic happen. So I didn't have the right ball, in case you were wondering.
Well,
and quite a bit of operator error. We'll go with that.
I will say it was rare to see and take a look at the standings and not see you near the top.
It certainly happens, and all you can do is learn from it and, you know, try to figure things out for the next week. And, you know, we're in a different place. It'll be a different pattern, and it'll just be a new day. So just got to keep moving forward. It's a long summer ahead.
Indeed it is, with 14 total events on this year's tour. Back over to Jen Higgins. We're in the 5th frame. Jen had a chance to go up 10 with a strike.
There we go. Looks like lane 26 is giving them a little trouble. So looks like the ball's just kind of getting down the lane a little farther than they both would want. Maybe they'll square up to it a little bit. But it looks like for the most part, they're using pretty strong balls.
Holstenberg, will she get the roll? No, 3-6 will remain. That'll stop the string there. Was looking for a three bagger. Had a double, 9 spare, 9 spare, now double 9 spare, potentially.
2 really close matches here, that's for sure.
Back over to Higgins. Big double there.
That was huge.
to be as rapid as we can, folks. If there's something specific that Stephanie may see, may stay on a particular pair a little longer. Right now, we'll go back to Danielle McEwen. Trying to answer the Jen Higgins double.
Little high flush there.
Chip 4.
I'll take that.
Here's Wayfin New.
You take what you can get, that's for sure. You know, you throw enough good shots throughout the week that you don't, unfortunately, strike on, that some of the ones you don't think you will, you end up. So it all evens out in the long run.
New started with a 3-bagger. Get an opportunity to see Way again. And then now 4 consecutive 9 spares.
One pin match over there. Anybody's game, essentially, in both of these. You know, what I saw all week is, you know, you can get something going and then it just comes to a halt. You know, just one bad shot is all it takes. And again, on this pattern, it's really tricky. You miss in and the ball takes off a little bit. You miss right and it doesn't recover. So certainly kudos to all the girls that made it this far. Certainly some really good bowling.
Yeah, the pattern at the beginning was, once we began the tournament, it looked conducive to playing the outside portion, which many are still doing. Certainly it's a great shot there from Jen Higgins. And you kind of get that sense, you know, from afar, and obviously I wasn't bowling, of course, but you say, okay, yeah, it looks relatively short and perhaps the scores will be higher, but it was kind of the opposite. And I think you mentioned kind of what you see from pair to pair in this particular center.
Right. The scoring pace was probably one of the lower ones that we've seen. And certainly not taking away the caliber of any of the ladies by any means. I think pair to pair just was a little tricky. And again, this pattern, it's 37 feet, but it's fairly flat. So it, again, it just can be tricky. You can, it's almost a false sense that you want to play right, and then it forces you in a little bit. But very much like any other pattern that we bowl on, all it comes down to is good shot making.
Keelan looking to get on the strike train. He'll need some help, but a strike in the 8th. Set up a good start. Leanne, first sign of trouble for either competitor in that match. She'll take 2 off that split. And now an open frame in the 8th, 160. She's got 220 off the sheet. So Wayfin New is in control.
You never know. It's always nice to have a little cushion, but as we've seen before, it can go away in an instant.
Holy moly, how about that?
Look at that bird dog.
Whoa. Have you ever had that happen? Have you done that?
Maybe once or twice.
Show me the way.
Usually it just kind of flies in front of it, never falls.
Nice recovery shot there.
Good
in the
foundation frame for
Indeed.
Leanne.
Indeed. Joined by Stephanie Johnson, Neil Williams Jr. with Matt Cannizzaro. Group Stepladder Finals. Everyone's got to hurry.
Yeah, that lane, just watching that ball, it looks like it's just backing up just a little bit. Really tight down lane.
The other side, a beautiful shot there will take you momentarily to Wayfin New's 10th frame. Strike in the 9th for New, but 2-4-8-10.
Definitely going to need to get count on this and have a pretty solid 10th.
She'll take the good 3. Still an opportunity to shut out Danielle McEwen. 190 in the 9th. This
Just
is
what I
New.
said, you know. It can happen just like that, you know. Look at both sides here. Certainly making it interesting.
Indeed. And now a 4-10 split.
It would almost been better if the 2 pin stayed.
It's a tough spare. Higgins, again, still in control. Gotta have the first one. And the 10 pin will remain. Back over to New. She'll take the 4. And now the open frame in the 10th, 201. So the stage is set for one of the legends.
Step up, and I tell you what, those are the moments that you you kind of live for, knowing that you need to make a shot.
Back to Higgins momentarily. 10 pin. She takes care of that. Strike will give her 210. Here's Holstenberg. Have 10.
Well, that'll do it over there.
That will do it. Great shot by Leanne.
Good shot. Just saw a lot of those. Just ball just comes in a little behind the head pin, a little flat 10.
Now to decide. Didn't get off the hand well. That one bounced at the line. Jean will 7-2-0-7.
So it looks like Danielle needs the first 2.
Great match.
Great matches. Wow. 1 pin.
Finn New and Leanne Holstenberg for New. As we watch the human shot, that was a beauty. When you give any quality caliber bowler like yourself and these great women any opportunity to kind of step up, as you mentioned, and take care of business.
Yeah, it's an opportunity you want. It's very gratifying, that's for sure.
Last year's Smithfield Tour Championship winner. Second shot in the 10th frame. That one's got a push.
She didn't like that one.
3, 6, 9, 10.
Looks like she might have tried to help that one just a little bit.
And that will do it. So Jen Higgins. Second event of the season on, overall.
Okay, bowling fans, how about
Danielle will fall
a great round of applause for these
207,
competitors?
202.
Unbelievable.
Some great matches, wow.
2 fantastic matches. Again, we started with 12 match play participants this morning.
Congratulations to Jen Higgins. She will advance to our title match.
The way the format works,
And
of
in
course,
Group A,
at the end of the round
Wayne
robin
Fendu
match
has
play,
advanced.
you
This
get
time
2
we'll bring in our high
automatic
qualifiers
bids
in
are
each
available,
group.
and they
We'll
go
get a
to the
maximum
top
of 4
seeds
shots
in
each
each
lane.
group.
And then as soon as
The
they're
winners
ready,
of those
we will
earlier
get going
today
with our
were
title
Kelly
matches.
Hewlett
So sit tight.
and Shannon O'Keefe, one half of Team.
Chef Annie.
How about that? For those of you who may be familiar, if you're not, I encourage you to check them out. I heard they're great.
We have another video coming soon this evening. Shannon's in a really good mood. Should be really funny.
And so first, of course, congratulations to Kelly and Shannon. They are on the televised portion of the show, of course. The show will be taped May 26th as a part of the USBC Queens Weekend. The Queens show will be live on CBS Sports Network. This particular show, the nationwide PWBA Sonoma County Open, will be taped and aired June 14th on CBS Sports Network. Again, that is June 14th.
Tuesday.
At 9 p.m. Eastern Time.
So set your DVRs now.
Set your
Because
DVRs.
bowling will be on 23 weeks. A combination of youth, collegiate, PWBA, you name it. Bowling is going to be out there for basically half the year. I mean, consistently. So it's a super exciting time to be involved with our sport, and you know, thanks to everybody. I mean, it just wouldn't be possible without all of our sponsors and the USBC and the BPAA and all the bowling manufacturers and nationwide, you name it. I mean, I can't wait for that list to just be endless. Just go on and on and on. And, you know, with the exposure that we're going to get from being on TV, you know, that's the ultimate goal.
Absolutely. Hopefully we can run out of space on the lanes, as you see on your screen. See some of the sponsorship pop-ups and signage nationwide. Of course, the title sponsor here, Smithfield, proud sponsor as well. Pepsi, Go Bowling. In fact, the Go Bowling 400 NASCAR race
Right.
taking place this weekend in Kansas City, Missouri. So a lot happening in the bowling world, and we appreciate all involved and being with us here, even on Extra Frame, of course. Giving an opportunity and a chance to see some great women, one of the greatest female bowlers in the world, and we mean that literally.
Right.
We see
We got Mexico here. We got Colombia. We got Singapore. Obviously, the U.S. It's just it's a really exciting time for women's bowling and just bowling in general. You know, our sport is just has this exciting surge that I can't even begin to tell you that having the tour back is just the coolest thing. Looking forward to it over the summer. You know, we got 14 weeks of bowling, the friendships that you make, the memories that you have. This is my first time here at Double Decker Lanes, and hopefully it won't be our last time, you know, but they've been gracious hosts. We appreciate them opening their doors for us to essentially take over their center for the weekend.
yeah, they shut it down.
They do.
They shut it down for the ladies this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Talked to the general manager and director of bowling development here, Curtis Woods Jr., of course a prominent PBA regional title holder and PBA member. And he was just as excited as you guys were to be able to host and provide everything necessary to make you, the bowler, happy and want to come back. And he was just ecstatic.
And that makes it even more gratifying for us, knowing that we are wanted, you know, and again, such a nice crowd here today. And not the bowlers, just people from the area, you know, asking for autographs, and it's just really neat.
That several locals compete as well throughout qualifying the event, but you can hear the mix, of course, rooting for the folks that they know, and of course rooting for the women that they know from seeing them on television, out and about, folks like yourself and those who are bowling.
Right.
It's just an all-around effort of celebration of women's bowling.
It's exciting. I think I speak on behalf of all the ladies that we're just forever grateful for those of us specifically that didn't have the opportunity to have a tour back in the day, so to speak, 13 years ago. So it's a really, really exciting time.
Steph, as you put yourself, in the shoes of Diana Zavialova and Jazriel Tan, who will, of course, will be bowling momentarily. What are you looking for? Obviously, you practice where to line up, where to match up, what ball to throw, etc. But you're coming in not necessarily cold, but you didn't bowl that final game. What's the mindset?
Right. You know, I think it's important to just stay within yourself. Of course, you're bowling somebody. However, ultimately, you're bowling the lane. You know, just make good shots, control what you can control, which is you. And if at the end of the game you're the higher score, then you move on. So that's certainly something I strive for, to just worry about the things that I can control, which sometimes isn't even myself. But yeah, I think it just comes down to shot making, staying committed. And, again, as we saw with the previous match, anything can happen. So tables can turn quickly.
All right, bowling fans,
10 frame game.
practice for our competitors.
It was,
Just
both
of those
matches.
This is
came
one more
down
game.
to even
Winner
the
of this
final
match
fill
will
shot,
advance to our
Mhm.
team
from whether it's a
Stepladder
count
finals, one from
perspective
each group here.
or needing a
Group B on the
particular
left pair.
mark, of course.
Right.
Jen Higgins will start the match on the left.
Jen Higgins will take
And
on
our Group A
Jazriel
matchup,
Tan.
Wade
This is
Van Doo
Group
will be
B.
starting the match. Also,
Jen
just a reminder,
Higgins,
if you do have
the
those
fourth
cell phones,
seed,
let's put those
just
on the
defeated
silent
Danielle
mode for one more
McEwen.
match here.
Right.
Stray noises will
207,
distract the competitors.
202. And on the other side, it was a close one again as well. 201 to 200. Wei Fin Nu, the 3 seed, defeating Leanne Holzenberg, the 4 seed. Wei Fin New went 4-1-1 in match play. She will have the honor of taking on Diana Zabielova, who led for the majority of the event. And started kick things off.
Okay, bowling fans, this
Opening
is
round,
it. One more
opening
game. How
game
about a great round of
300
applause for the title match here?
in
Good
qualifying.
luck, bowlers.
Diana had an opportunity to claim an automatic seed against Kelly Kulick in the position round game 6. And split in the 10th frame to give that game to Kelly Kulick.
And it looks like both the number 2 seeds have opted to have their opponents start, which is always an interesting tactic as well.
This is it, folks. 2 championship final berths are on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Early split. We'll take one in Wei Fin New. This is Wei Fin New's 2nd consecutive group stepladder final.
Right.
She was involved last week at the Las Vegas Open. It was held at Texas Station. Great host there as well. Solid venue.
Again, just they have such a great team, great players. They're so young. And Diana as well. She bowls for Team Latvia. She's got a lot of international experience. Another phenomenal player.
There's Jazz Real, Jazzy 10. Starts off with a 9-pin. Well, that's not what we want to see. Great shot. We have the potential, should Jazz Real and Wei Fin New, of course, win these matches.
Right.
2 members of Team Singapore will vie for a title. There's an interesting something there. We talked about a little bit. As you see the spare here for Jazz Real 10. Diana Zabielova has had some false start
She has.
issues here this weekend.
I know she had a couple during the Kelly Kulick match to secure that spot. And, you know, it's interesting because you would like to know kind of what's going on in the girl's head. And, you know, I'm guilty of it as well. Sometimes you just kind of check out and just kind of need to reset. And lucky for her, she can do that.
210 now for 10 is spare converter for Zabielova. I talked to her about that in between, I believe, games 5 and 6. And she said yesterday she just wasn't feeling well. And so
okay.
That was kind of the key component of it for Friday. Today, it's one of those things where because it happened so much the previous day, it's kind of in that mental space a little bit. Nice
Right.
spare there from 10.
Great conversion.
Well, save and open and things even here. And so we head over to Wei Fin New, but getting back to Diana. And so at this point, it was just, she said, now just trying to get it out of that mental space. And but like you said, she's got the opportunity to reset. You know, got to make sure everything is correct. As Higgins crosses over, this is New's shot. That one is high, 3-6-9-10.
And again, just to talk a little bit about the pattern, it is 37 feet. It's, again, fairly flat. However, as you've seen a couple of the shots from the ladies, I mean, you miss a little bit. I mean, the ball's going to take off, or if you miss right, you know, you've been 210ing a lot. It's not really hard to do. So execution is key.
Spare chop there. So 2 out of 3 opens here to start for Wei Fin New. And 7 pin, as you see Jen Higgins trying to punch that one home.
Saw a lot of those this week too. Just some light swishers that you're hoping to catch a double.
Here is Zabielova.
I mean, you can certainly see the balls pushing down lane just a little bit.
She leaves the 2-8. I thought as we watch Jen, it's got to hurry. She'll make the spare.
And as you mentioned, you know, we do bowl for qualifying 2 6-game blocks. They strip and re-oil. So block to block, they do play differently. So it is interesting. You know, some girls drill balls, some girls, you know, play with surface a little more. So I would say that each block is just a completely different set, even though it's the same pattern. People attack it differently.
Here's Jazreel's hand. Hit that light mixer. And I thought that was a hit that tended to carry more often than not. But your angle had to be right in the lane. If you got it wide a little bit, sometimes it just didn't seem to want to get up the hill.
Yeah, and again, to touch on just topography a little bit, you know, pair to pair in the center was a little tricky, even lane to lane. So, you know, it may have taken you a frame or two just to kind of figure out, is it me or is it the lane, and kind of go from there. So, tough shot by Diana there. So,
Double there from Tan. She trails, however, by 2. Here is DZ3. First initial, last initial. Shot 300 again. Shout out to Mark London, who coined that term, I think. We talked a little bit about that earlier before, but nice shot there.
great shot by Jen. See if she can double up here on the left lane.
Finn New's got to get on the strike train, and that's a good one there.
We'll have to note that she likes penguins. I'm not sure if anybody can notice it. It's looking right at you when she's up there on the approach.
You see it there. The scoreboards are at the bottom of our screen here. You can see it when she steps on the approach. So we have to add her jersey to the best dressed or most unique.
Oh, yeah.
And if you saw, and that's not a good break there. It may be 180 out of range, 5-7.
Yeah, another light shot. It looked like a better shot. You know, I would gather she might square up to it a little more. You know, again, it's that mind game of, wow, I think I threw that good, but is it the lane or was it actually me? So that was really crucial this week to really know if you made a good shot and had to make an adjustment. It's certainly makeable.
It's got a hook a little bit.
Had a chance.
Open frame in the 5th after Zabielova in back-to-back big fours, and she threw a different ball in the right lane as well. DZ in some trouble here. Wei Fin New started open strike open, then a double.
Diana's not very happy right now, and
not at all.
She shouldn't be. I believe that was her nemesis in the 10th frame against Kelly as well. But as you can tell, I mean, they're just tricky. You know, I just want to make sure that people at home know. Wow.
Well, she gave it a great run. She will have to regroup. It's a nice laugh, though, and playing with the crowd a little bit to try to settle down, I imagine.
Yeah, just got to regroup here, you know, from any shot like that. You just, you know, she did make a ball change, so from this angle, it's kind of hard to see if she might have liked the shot or not, but I'm going to guess she didn't.
Here's 10 on the spare. 248. Jazreel, former Wichita State Shocker. Zabielova, former Weber International Warrior. In the booth with me, a former Central Florida Striking Knight.
That's right. Alumni. We won't mention what year I graduated, but it wasn't anytime soon.
Nice shot from Zabielova to get back on the train. Yeah, all important for Wei Fin New. I mean, she's got the momentum here on a double.
Yeah, and she's got a couple open frames, but that double is going to keep her alive.
There it is. Look at the 3-bagger and Jazreel Tan.
Oh, wow.
A rare mistake. Threw it in the channel. That'd be the first time I've ever said channel on a live broadcast.
Yeah, and you know, again, you just don't know. I mean, are you checked out? Did you really just throw a bad shot? You know, what's going on up there? And some people, you know, unfortunately can't stop. So I gather she'll recover from that.
Quickly over to New. Wait for New with a 4-back. 10. Can she bring 10?
Well, and as we said earlier, you know, now the tables have turned yet again. So
Indeed.
looks like Jen is in the driver's seat.
Yeah, that one was obviously what you don't want to see. Unfortunately, it was on a spare, so she loses the count.
It's quite a bit of count at this point, and hopefully Jen can just relax here and make a good shot.
There's Diana. That's a great shot there. Lets Wayfin know that she is still around and not going anywhere. Big shot there in the 7th. Here is Higgins in the 7th as well.
Needs to push a little. Got that 9 out. Saw a lot of 4-9s this week. Saw a lot of everything this week. Good and bad, so. It's really quiet in the center. You can tell it's a little tense.
Saw Zabielova just off camera.
Right.
3-bagger.
Good spare for Jen. She's back in the lead here with some good count on her next ball.
It is shaping up to be a phenomenal finish. Again, 2 berths on the television stepladder final. On the line, New looking for 5 in a row. She will not get help on the
That's what
message.
mine do. Such a false sense of hope. You have high expectations and it flies in front of it. Needs to roll. Wow, there we go.
So get the carry this time. That's a good follow-up. After watching Jazreel's last frame, and that's just a frame for obviously 10, and she's quite young, but experienced all at the same time, so we certainly expect her to have a better shot here.
Fantastic player. Wow. I mean, I've had quite a bit of experience bowling against her and her team internationally, and they put up a great fight, always.
Wrap 10 for 10. Here is Wayfin New after the spare. Oh, fast 8.
Fast 8, wow. Well, we got another match over there if Diana can capitalize here and throw a couple strikes.
10 on the spare.
Her spare ball makes me happy.
I believe
It's
it's
just
Tweety,
a
right?
big smiley face on it.
I thought it was Tweety. It looked like Tweety Bird.
And she's got a smiley face on her collar.
Here is New. Wayfin New in the same position she was in last week. An opportunity to make the televised stepladder final. She defeated Carolyn Doyle-Ballard in the first match and lost to Rocio Restrepo last week. Could her fortunes change? We'll find out soon.
It's, wow. You know, and that's, again, not sure if she liked that or not, but you square up to it and then it tends to check up like that.
Zabielova. Applying pressure. 4-bagger.
She can strike out to shut her out.
Best New can do.
Finished with a 221.
New can shoot 213. As we watch Jazzy try to make this
Wow.
spare. Oh, S4 there. That's not what you want to see.
No.
Still a couple frames left, but Jen Higgins is in the driver's seat for sure.
Right.
10 frames Zabielova. She's at 221 off the sheet. Gonna have him. That one's got to hurry. Need some help.
I think she's lucky she got 9 on that one. She didn't like it.
Now a spare strike will give her 200 on the nose. Here is Higgins.
Needs to sit there. All right.
this match here, it's like neither one really wants to.
Yeah,
It's gonna
it's
take
still,
hold.
you know, I mean, as we've already seen how quickly the tables can turn. You just got to take an extra deep breath and just get up there and make a good shot. It's never truly over.
Zabialova, 3-6-10, is covered up by Higgins. The situation for Zabialova here. You strike, you shoot 200. You'll force Wei-Fin Nu to get 18 pins in the 10th frame.
We've seen already, it's not guaranteed.
It is not.
So
She'll give her a little help with the 8 count there. So now a strike or any mark in 6. Beg your pardon. I'll check that. A strike in 6. She's on the spare. And now Higgins, the 10 pin.
yeah, she's certainly up by, was it 22 right now with a spare.
Strike shot there from Nu. Spare on the way. Higgins.
Here we
now.
go.
So here it is for Wei-Fin Nu. That strike pretty much sealed it, but hey, officially, she needs 6. And 2 shots. I think she'll do it.
There you go.
And there it is, Wei-Fin Nu. On
Her
the
little happy dance.
televised stepladder final of the nationwide Sonoma County Open. Out of Jazzy Tan. Ball change there. Will she get some help? Nope. Pin actually got in the way.
Yeah.
This one is all over as well. Jen Higgins on the verge.
Making her first TV show as a rookie.
As a rookie. Wei-Fin Nu. Congratulations to Wei and Team Singapore. Now you got a feel for it.
Very well deserved.
Absolutely. You got a feel for Diana. She bowled great all weekend.
She did. And, you know, those 2 frames are probably going to haunt her for a little bit, but
Jazz Real finishing things up. We'll have the official announcements following the conclusion of this match. Ring 10 for Jazz Real 10. Just a few pins now separates Jen Higgins from an official slot in the TV finals.
that's right. There's not much better than that feeling, knowing that you just got to kind of keep it on the lane, and you're golden.
I'm sure husband Dan is probably watching.
He certainly is. He said we are doing a fine job commentating.
Oh, thanks, Dan.
There you have it.
The real talent here is Stephanie Johnson, and the real talent on the lane is Jen Higgins. Officially now on the show, the PWBA Nationwide Sonoma County Open. And the show will tape May 26th in Las Vegas at the Orleans, and it will air on June 14th. Our finalists are set.
I'm going to have a great car ride tonight because it's Jen and Shannon in the car with me.
Oh, wow.
So basically whatever they want, I'm going to do.
Yeah, you don't
They
really have a
deserve
choice.
that.
And I
So
think you're okay with it. You're okay
I'm fine with that. Hey, I give credit where it's deserved.
Indeed, you do.
If they want me to carry their bowling balls, I will gladly be their caddy.
Oh, make it for her.
Oh.
That's right. Go ahead and go out in style, Jen Higgins.
Might as well.
Congratulations to Jen and Wei Fin Nu. Higgins defeats Jazreel Tan.
How
185
exciting.
to 163. Your car mates and roommates, look at them.
That's right. She's pointing at her Team Shafani bracelet. Maybe I gave her some help.
How about that? 213 to 198. Wei Fin Nu defeating Diana Zapialova. Boy, it is a
I'm going to go pop down there and give her a hug.
couple of fine matches there. Stephanie is going to congratulate her roommate. We will keep it right here, folks, again for the official announcement. Great matches.
All right, bowling fans, how about a round of applause for all
Get
our
to the
competitors?
Stepladder and the
Some
previous
great bowling
matches
out there.
before. A
Round of
fine
applause
event
for
throughout
Diana
this
Zabialova.
weekend.
Diana, great bowling this week. Also, how about a round of applause for Jazreel Tan? Congratulations.
Tan, Jazzy
Solid
boy.
week.
She bowled great all week, as did Diana Zabialova.
At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce to you our top 4 for our TV Stepladder finals, which will be taped on May 26 in Las Vegas. Our opening match, our number 4 qualifier, making her first TV show as a PWBA member from Columbus, Ohio, Jennifer Higgins. Her opponent in the opening match, all the way from Singapore, please welcome Wei Fin Nu. The winner of that match will go on to face our number 2 seed, 11 times a member of Team USA. 1 PWBA title to her credit already. From O'Fallon, Illinois, please welcome Shannon O'Keefe. And the winner of that match will go on to face our tournament leader. 5 PWBA titles in all. The 2009 Women's World Championship, 3 United States Women's Opens, 2 Queens. She captured the prestigious PBA Tournament of Champions in 2010. Please welcome Kelly Hewlett. All right, bowling fans, that is your top 4 for the TV Stepladder Finals. Congratulations to all of our competitors. All right, thank you, bowling fans. That'll do it for the tournament. The Pro-Am portion will begin in just about an hour, so stick around for that.
All right, folks, there you see, getting their pictures taken right now just off camera. Top 4, Kelly Kulick, Shannon O'Keefe, Wei Fin Nu, and Jen Higgins. And a great weekend of bowling. And for me personally, getting to witness the first 2 stops on the PWBA Tour. Boy, the future is certainly bright for the tour. A lot of great young ladies, women out here who deserve everything that they earn. Steph will briefly talk about the matches that we saw first. Leanne Olsenberg and Wei Fin Nu came down to the 10th frame.
Yeah, what an exciting match. Having to get up there and make a shot. She threw it good, just left a 10 pin. But wow, these girls bowled great all week, and a lot of bowling. It's a lot of back and forth, you know, stop and go, and now some of these girls actually have to bowl tonight and bowl the Pro-Am. But I'm sure that's a moot point at this point in the game, having made the TV show, and it's exciting. It's part of the gig, and we love bowling with all the fans. It's without them, it wouldn't be possible.
It is indeed. So, you know, Wei Fin Nu defeating Lee and Holstenberg, and then, of course, final match, at least in that particular group, defeating Diana Zabielova, and then the back-to-back big fours for DZ kind of proved to be the difference there.
Yeah, that was the breaking point for her, and you know, it's tough when you make a ball change in the middle of the game, and she obviously adjusted well and strung some strikes there, but yeah, ultimately just kind of fell short. So again, another match where Danielle had the opportunity to essentially take it from Jen in the 10th frame and went a little high with the 3-6, 9-10. It's, that's kind of how it goes. You know, it's really never over till it's over, and anything can happen, good or bad. So I think there's no better feeling than being in the driver's seat and having to make a shot and do it.
We couldn't have said that better. You mentioned Danielle McEwen falling to Jen Higgins in the first match, and then some rare mistakes from Jazreel Tan in their final match as well. And it helped, of course, Jen. You got to feel good when you see your opponent kind of make some errors that they don't normally make or wouldn't normally make.
Sure.
But you've got to do what you got to do to capitalize, and she did that.
Again, I can't reiterate that, you know, you really need to focus on yourself and control what you can control. And even though your opponent may be struggling, you still need to get up there, take a second, and make a good shot. Because chances are, you know, they're obviously not wanting to throw it bad, but things happen, and people get bad breaks, and you still got to finish your game, and you end up on top. That's all that really matters.
So to recap, of course, your final 4 seeds make the televised stepladder final of the nationwide PWBA Sonoma County Open. Top seed, Kelly Kulick, followed by Shannon O'Keefe, number 2 seed. The number 3 seed is Wei Fit New of Singapore, and your 4th seed, Jen Higgins. It should be a fantastic show, so kind of 2 down and several more to go. Steph, your final thoughts, and looking forward to most in Sacramento.
Having a better week, of course, but you know, just again, can't reiterate enough, just having the opportunity to bowl. You know, that's what it's all about, and we wouldn't be able to have these opportunities without these amazing hosts that open their center to us, all of the sponsors that support us. I'm just excited to bowl. You know, we were there last year. They were phenomenal hosts last year. I have no doubt they're going to be just as welcoming, and it's exciting to travel back and forth week to week. And Sacramento, here we come.
Well, you've been a gracious guest as well. We appreciate your time. And I'll tell Shannon the same thing I told her, or tell you the same thing I told Shannon last week. We don't want to see you back. And it got her to the second
Your words
seed.
of advice worked for her, so
Okay.
I'm hopeful down the road that will work for me.
Sounds good. We'll see you. Matt, we'll see you next week. I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Okay.
Want to thank, of course, all of our sponsors. Steph mentioned Smithfield. All comes to Proto Script. Brunswick, Storm, Columbia 300, 900 Global. Also want to thank, of course, Go Bowling, Pepsi, and of course our title sponsor here, Nationwide, for all of what
They are on our side.
Yes, indeed. That
Absolutely.
they
We love them.
also want to thank all of the guests we had in the booth. Curtis Woods, Jr., General Manager here at Double Decker Lanes. 5-time and 2-time major PBA tour titleist Mike Fagan joined us yesterday. Anthony Simonson, the 19-year-old phenom, the youngest major champion in history, joining us as well. And of course, Stephanie Johnson, last year's PWBA Tour rookie.
You saved the best for last.
I did. That's how I work it here. So for Matt Cannizzaro, Aaron Smith, Jason Thomas, Damon Sirocco, Kathy Wonka, Kathy Kavici, everyone involved here, and the double-decker lane staff. Don't want to forget them. The venue and the host and the staff were fantastic. I'm Emil Williams Jr. saying so long. We'll see you next week, folks, at the PWBA Storm Sacramento Open at Steve Cook's Fireside Lanes. Until then, we'll talk to you. Have a great week.
Good night.